Hello, hello. Good morning. We're in the James Islands. Fujisawa, Corryn. It's our Saturday afternoon, 4:32 p.m. in Edmonton, Alberta. Corryn Brown will start this game with hammer. Both teams 1-1 heading into this competition. My name is Rory McCusker. I will be streaming this game, cameras, audio, commentary, scoreboard, bringing it all to you. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat. Should have a strong contingent of Japanese fans. We want to hear from you. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're tuning in from. Let's have some fun. Oh, is that ever lucky? How good can you get? Double peel, spins a rock all the way to the back 8 foot, creating a perfect little pocket for Corryn Brown's redstone in the back 4 foot. Be tough to get rid of. Angles are coming up. Very Corryn Brown. Team Brown, okay? Team Fujisawa get rid of the problematic red rock. That's a fine shot. However, no guards, no control really over the front of the house, and Team Brown in the hack shooting. So that's going to be advantage Team Brown. Three rocks to come. Should give a good opportunity for Team Brown to set up a multiple score end with hammer here in the first. Ooh. Does not save the shooter, rolls right out. Ends up chipping the Fujisawa stone kind of over into an irrelevant area of the house. Team Brown line one with some backing, but would have loved to hang on to their shooter there. Especially with so few rocks left to come in the end. Bit of a missed opportunity there to lie two. Satsuki Fujisawa gets in the hack. Looks like it's their regular lineup. Got Satsuki throwing stones. Shinami Yoshi in the house, line throwing 4 stones. Yumi and Yorika. Yumi Suzuki, Yorika Yoshida. On the sweep, throwing second and lead stones, respectively. Punches the brown stone to the 12-foot. Team Fujisawa line 2. That's an acceptable result, I'm sure. Would have loved to completely get rid of that brown stone, but be a double attempt in brown. Hopefully by the end of it, however, there will very likely be a double in return. As we can see, we'll go to the overhead view real quick. There is a way to make this double and leave your stones pretty much parallel. That's what Corryn Brown does. Try to get this as thin as she can in order to stick that double, leaving her stones parallel, making it a little tougher for Team Fujisawa to double back. If she hits this too thick, she'll roll a little high. It'll be an easy double for Satsuki. So placement of the shooter at the end of this double take is very important. Sweeper's close. This is looking pretty thin. It's exactly where she wanted it. Gets 1, gets 2. Pretty good shot. Did roll up a little high. There will be a chance to double off the reds. Being 2 Fujisawa stones in the rings might even force a point out of Team Brown. So big reward for precision there. Big reward for precision for Corryn Brown, and a similar reward for Satsuki. Just want to say hello again to Rory McCusker, streamer, operator with Curling Stadium Live, bringing you all the best top-end men's and women's competitive curling across Canada and the world, live to your living room, free of charge. What a beautiful world. Last stone here in the first end for Fujisawa. Really trying to get this girl. Ooh. That one got away from her. She lost it out a little bit. Big weight on that rock. It's going to leave an open draw for Team Brown. Team Corryn Brown. Lead rock thrower Samantha Fisher. Jennifer Armstrong at second. Will be sweeping this rock. Brown. In the rings is Erin Pincott. Throwing third stone. And Skip Corryn Brown throws 7 and 8. Really got to know Corryn Brown as a skip during the Scotties and Moose Jaw. That was in 2020. Put on a great show. Crowd favorite. Scott Tournament of Hearts. And the team has been progressing ever since. More and more competitive every year on the competitive circuit. And with a good scrub, it's there for 2. Team Brown opens the scoring. 2 points in the first. Team Fujisawa have hammer in the second. Welcome back. Second end action. It's Team Brown, Team Fujisawa. Opening things up with some aggressive play. Like to see it. Lots of rocks in play. Speaking of rocks, let's get this updated. 6 rocks remaining for Team Brown. Team Fujisawa with hammer. Okay, so lead rock thrower Samantha Fisher. Let's put her first stone a little here. We'll put a better that. Just sailing behind the tee line. It's going to open things up for Fujisawa to make a nice freeze. Pressure on Team Brown. Team Fujisawa opening with a corner guard. So a draw into the rings, all about corner guard for Team Fujisawa. I'm going to draw, a center guard, Team Brown, and now the response is freeze draw. Oh, sweepers get that by. What a scrub. Very nice sweep. Shinami Yoshida, Yumi Suzuki, getting that rock where it needs to go. Lots of activity in the chat. Keep that up. Love to see it. Hello from Cape Cod. Is that Massachusetts, MA? MA State. Massachusetts there. Hello. Hello from Cape Cod. Lots of fans tuning in from Japan and what I think is other Asian characters in the chat. But fantastic to see so many people tuning in. 366 people at our watch party. That's something to be proud of. And that's what the chat is for. People, go ahead and participate. This is not broadcast television. This is live streaming. This is the future. You are as much a part of this as I am. And this will be Yumi Suzuki's first stone. Looking to respond to 2 Team Brown stones in the 4th foot. Team Brown gaining some good position. They'll need to bump this. 1 and 2. That's a great shot. Earn some good real estate in the front of the 4 foot. Team Brown, I think, is still shot rock. That's still red. Frozen position as well, Team Brown. Not quite going to get it done. Bit of a miss there. Opens the door for Team Fujisawa. Really kind of chipped the angles into a bit of a better position for Team Fujisawa. That Team Brownstone in the back of the buttons, very tough to remove. However, lots of rocks left to come this end. Right now, whoever's got control of the front of the house is going to have the ability to promote those stones later in the end. So, advantage Fujisawa, most definitely. Coming up a bit light there. Trading misses. Teams Brown and Fujisawa. Neither one really taking advantage of the backing that exists behind the button, behind the T line. And now it'll be Team Brown. It's his out turn once again. First rock for third Incot. Sweeper scrubbing this one hard, trying to get it there. Looks like it's coming up light as well. It is. Still without hammer, pretty valuable position at the top of the rings. It's going to be more difficult for Fujisawa to get in. still is an outturn play there. Not sure if a pure draw gets through that staggered hole, but I think play a bit of weight, punch out that brown stone. And at the end of it, lie too, knowing that Team Brown's going to have a difficult time getting that 4-foot on the outside side. That's what that looks like. This looks like a heavy draw call. That looks like ice for the back 12, back line 8. Sheet 6, I've not covered a game on sheet 6, but the ice here at the saddle center is quite swingy, especially as the weight comes off of the rock. Quite a bit of backline weight, stones, curl, really significant, almost as much as a drop weight would. That looks like more than backline. More like hack. And Kitami knows she's tossed this outside. You can see her signal to her skip. That is very outside. It's going to collide with the corner guard with not so opportune position. That will effectively cut off the outturn draw. I mean, it's curling so much. Maybe you could get stone in there, but I don't think you're going to be able to move that red stone at the back of the button anymore. A bit of a, not only a missed opportunity, but a mistake. It's going to close the gap for the next shot. Mistake from Kitami there. Aaron's going to skate down. I don't think Team Brown was expecting that miss. Probably preparing for a different scenario. Got to consider, are we happy with how we fit in the button and forfeit area right now? Are we okay with guarding this up and just giving up 1 point? I think the answer would be yes. I know it's the second end. You don't love to give up scores in the even ends, but up 2 points early in the game like this, I think get the hammer back with a 1 point lead. I think that is a strategical, victory. I think that's a good thing. Something to be satisfied with. Like I had said, both these teams coming into this game with 1-1 record. Team Brown starting their competition against Hartwell from Alberta, 7-5. And they dropped their next game against Caitlin Laws, Manitoba, lost that game 3-5. Team Fujisawa won as well. They lost against Team Anderson from Minnesota. Before defeating Japanese team Tabata, who I'm unfamiliar with. They won 9-1 in that. Wow, gets by the outside, curls a ton. Wow, I cannot believe how far that made it. They almost got shot rock out of that. Beautiful shot. Aaron Pincott. Perfect rotation and extension to get that rock outside of the 4-foot line and keep it there. But then really nice weight by the sweepers, letting that rock come down, do its thing, finish its curl. Man, Corryn Brown almost got shot rock out of that, which is really incredible. Head-to-head record between these two skips goes all the way back to 2014. They played their first game against each other, the Hub International Crown of Curling. First 3 games against the two skips went 2-1 for Fujisawa. 2019, 2021, and 2022 at various cash spiels. Fujisawa won all 3 competitions, but the head-to-head record being 5-1 in favor of Fujisawa, I don't know if you would take that into consideration. Fujisawa has such incredible international experience and certainly achieved a lot on the international stage. But Team Brown, you don't want to discount them. This is a team that gets better and better every season. Corryn herself did to the game, lot. Throws a lot of stones. If I was an odds maker for this game, I think I would give the slight edge to Fujisawa, but we're pretty close to 50-50 here. This is either team easily walk away with the win, and it would not surprise me at all. Kitami Yoshida is lining up in off. This should be entertaining. Get your Snapchat out, your recorder, your social media of choice. Record this shot, post it, tag Curling Zone, and we'll retweet you. Love it when everyone participates in the online cultural community of curling. There we go. Sweepers are on this one. It looks close. Off it at the end. Gets the in off. Just a little too thick. Lines with their own stone. That was quite a difficult shot. In order to contact the red stones on the tee line, you would have had to hit that in off quite thin. Maybe a third of a rock or less. Just gets it a little too thick. Sweepers were off it at the end, man. You just got to think if they kept scrubbing that the whole way, maybe they got it thin enough to make contact with the red stone and maybe settle into the top of the button. I don't think they would have got shot 2 there, but they definitely could have given themselves a better opportunity to defend against Corryn Brown's offense. Skip stones now. Lots of junk up front. No clear run back to Fujisawa. In fact, the angles, all those guards into that red stone in the top 12, so it would take 2 shots to make something happen up the middle. Pretty sticky situation between Fujisawa. All I can see right now is an intern draw to the button. Very difficult. Team Brown seeing something on the outturn side here. They just threw this, so I think they know what this ball is doing. Aaron Pincott had a really impressive release and outward momentum on that last throw to get it by that guard on the 4-foot line. Corryn Brown's going to have cognizant of that. This very swingy ice here at the Saville Center, Saville Community Sports Complex. Shout out to U of A Pandas and Golden Bears. My sister Shay McCusker, her senior year of basketball at the University of Alberta. Reigning U Sports Canada West champions, I should mention. This rock is way out in the weeds, earlier than Aaron Pincott did. This has got some sideways momentum. The sweepers are doing their best to get it straight. They do get it by the top one. They do get it by the one in the top 12. Will the sweepers drag it all the way? They don't quite get it there for the third shot. That's a very impressive sweep. Yeah, front end really leaning into that one. Great sweep. Samantha Fisher, Jennifer Armstrong getting that rock where it needs to go. All smiles from the front end. And it's a great feeling when you know you can help out your skip early in the game with a big scrub. It's a front end's beauty, front end's glory to get those rocks by. Especially on swingy ice, you feel so important as a front end player, and you are really. The precision of the shot making, especially at the top end, that's oftentimes the make or break. Satsuki Fujisawa, no option really, has to run something back, change something. Outturn draw path completely taken away. Thought she might attempt the in-turn draw in this shot here, but they're taking one crack at a run back. Not sure exactly what they're hoping for. Let's see how it goes. Into one. Blows by the rings. Not a ton of change. I mean, no, not a ton of change. I mean, the angles for another run back are a little more direct now, but not exactly sure what the call was. Just checking the chats. Darwin, wasn't Brown shot before that? Seems like a mistake. I think it was. Now looking back on the end, I think it was. And see, this is why I thought Satsuki Fujisawa would take on the in-turn draw on her first shot, because now Corryn Brown can use her final shot to choke off that draw path. At the end of this shot, we very likely will see kind of a wall of red stones protecting both the out-turn and in-turn draw paths. It's going to be really difficult for Team Fujisawa to score. Likely another run-back look or a double, triple tap kind of shot. It's going to be very challenging regardless. Corryn Brown with her final stone in the second end. Team Brown playing very solid to open this game. It's got a ways to curl, but this is going to do its duty. It's already in the draw path. Even if this just stopped right now, I think, yeah, that's gonna more or less take care of that inter draw path. Maybe she could loop one all the way around and get just a button. We saw Aaron Pincott earlier make a curl in a way that I didn't think was possible. Ended up getting a piece of the button. Let's see, maybe Satsuki can still try to manipulate something on the intern side. Her only other option is to run something back and tap the Yellowstone that's sitting on the center line or just promote that thing up a little bit. But man, you got to be so precise with the angles and throwing the right weight. Yumi suggesting a run back of the red. That could work. I mean, you'd think it's a little bit risky because you're running an opponent's stone into the rings, but that Yellowstone's got nowhere to go. It's going to run into something. It's just what you'd hate to do is give too much momentum to run back, spin the yellow up the rings and give up a steal of 2 or more. Yeah, you can see them tapping with their brooms. What if we get this angle, kind of nut that yellow one right on the nose of the redstone on the tee line? Certainly challenging. 535 people watching with us this afternoon or morning, depends what side of the world you're on. This is going to be a big run back. Try and keep this game within reach. Satsuki Fujisawa. Trying to make this rock curl. Looks close. One. Gets the yellow. And sticks her on the button. What an incredible shot. Against what might have been the game. Here in the second end, bailing her team out, keeping this game at arm's length. Massive shot from Fujisawa, scores a single point. Wow, incredible stuff. Work's not over though. Corryn Brown will have 1 point lead and the hammer in the third end when we come back. Welcome back, third end. Corryn Brown, Team Corryn Brown, leading 2-1 with hammer. In the third end, really had Team Fujisawa on the ropes in the second end there. Like, had both draw paths taken away, flying 2 undercover, really out of options. Satsuki Fujisawa decides to run back an opponent's stone into the rings, had to get her own stone, the right weight, just the right angle, barely gets the rock in the top 12. Just incredible shot. Still in shock here. I shouldn't be shocked. Satsuki is one of the best shot makers in the world. But just a clutch save. Keep this game alive. Now a freeze attempt. Perfect. 2 perfect stones. Lead rock thrower Eureka Yoshida, inspired by her step, puts 2 really nice stones up there. Center guard overcurling a little bit, but that's all right. Makes a perfect freeze on her next one. That's going to set up her team very well. Bit of leadership and inspiration from skip Satsuki Fujisawa. Coming up a bit light there. Samantha Fisher, not ideal, especially with hammering. You don't want to be chucking up the front of the house that early. Not a clear way to promote that stone backwards, but not a miss. That means just not a full make, I would think. Debating what to do here, Team Fujisawa. The broom has went down with an in-turn shot with weight. Will chase this red stone. Little chip and roll shot. Hopefully they can keep their shooter around the wing. Not so sure about this one. I'd be tempted in throwing another center guard if I was Fujisawa. You've got the kind of shrunken scoring area that you'd be looking for. Yeah, I'd be tempted to throw a center guard here, but they see an opportunity on this in-turn side. They're going to take it. This is over curling. Or maybe this was the call. I'm not exactly sure. Tough to say. Does leave a door open for Corryn Brown. I don't know. I doubt that's what they were trying to do. I think that rock just really overcurled on them. This 4-foot line curling inside towards the center line has been really extreme, the amount of curl. Does chip off the guard, missed that one inside. So both Jennifer Armstrong and second rock thrower Yumi Suzuki getting caught. Or sorry, that was yes, it was Yumi Suzuki getting caught on a curly spot there. Something fun for viewers watching the YouTube stream, access to the comments. You can go ahead and right-click in the comments box and click Translate to English. That way you can see all of the enthusiastic comments from our Japanese friends, Japanese fans. Really something to be inspired by. The Japanese community, very involved, vocal, active, supportive, positive. I just love reading those comments from our Japanese curling fans, our supporters of Team Japan, Japanese-speaking curling fans. So yeah, that's my tip. That's my commentator's tip. Go to the comments section, right-click with your mouse, and it translates to be halfway, 3/4 down your options there. You click that, Google will do the rest. You can see a translation of what our friends are saying in that chat. Getting some comments. You want to see the overhead cam? That's a few now. I will try to switch that up. Absolutely. Thank you very much for your comment. We love to hear what you fans like to see. This is by the people for the people on the stream here, people. So the more you communicate with me, the more you communicate with Curling Stadium Live, we can improve this product for everyone to enjoy. So thank you for your comment. Big weight here. Something pop. 1 rock, 2 rocks, 3 rocks. Wow, there's Shinami with the big guns. Does it spin out? Not quite. Still an incredible shot. Very, very nice. That was a brave call by Skip Fujisawa. Lots of ways you could have jammed that. Lots of ways that shot could have went wrong. But confidence in her third rock thrower, Shinami Yoshida, to make that happen. With that biter sticking around, though, Team Brown is 1 shot away from line 2. In a spread out house. Not a lot of overlap down the middle, so I guess what was sacrificed there, the center line is clear. Jeez, what a great action. Shinami Yoshida helping her team out there. Getting the separation. Oh, you gotta think that's quite a good shot. I was wondering if Team Brown would prefer that rock sitting behind the center guard, but they actually want to roll open from the button, make sure that their scoring area is open. If things do go wrong this end, they have an opportunity to score 1. Will be a hit on this rock in the back of the rings. I see Manabu chiming in. Hello, Manabu. Great friend of curling, great ambassador for a long time. And don't worry, Manabu, I can see these comments just fine. Everyone, keep typing just how you have been. Both teams trying to make this roll. You can see the sweepers signaling that it's up weight. But as you can see, that curl from the outside in, even with weight like that, it's still curled a foot and a bit. That's pretty pronounced curl on the ice. Going to make a lot of shots possible. It makes for some interesting ends for sure. Thinking it's Corryn Brown, line 2, Team Brown. Rocks. Whoops. This will be Skip, Satsuki Fujisawa's first stone. Trying to get some curl out of this one, and look at that go all the way to the inside. It's a bit of a roll. That'll do. Big sweep on the cut there. Yumi Suzuki getting that rock to curl even more. Outside in directional sweep. Still a good opportunity for Brent to line 2 here. Hit about half a stone with easy hit weight. Have to miss it pretty thin in order to jam, so not a lot of fear of jamming there. The trick here will be getting around that high guard. Have to play it pretty close to the guard in order to stick around. First shot, Brown. Calling for a sweep right away. Third Aaron Pincott has seen this spot before. She knows how much it moves. Gets the sweepers working on this right off the bat. Here it comes. Get high. No, it will chap off the top. Look a little down weight. Just missed a little soft on that one, I think. Great sweep by the front end, but it just wasn't quite enough. By now, decision time for Team Fujisawa. Do they play the risk adverse call and take the stone and the edge of the 12-foot out, make sure that Corryn Brown only scores 1, or do they tap or make another draw into the rings? Try to steal a point. I think now that you're lying 2, big downside of chipping that guard with the weight that she threw for Corryn Brown is now she's kind of sacrificed her orbiting red stone, and now it's shot 2 for Fujisawa. So significant miss there, Corryn Brown. Satsuki Fujisawa, her final stone, third end. Looking to put the pressure on. Little tap and roll. Christmas tree action. Try to create a steal opportunity. Signaling to Kitami. This is heavy. This is up weight. Oh, needs Yumi to carve this. It's a little chip and a roll. It's not awful, but it was not the shot result that they were looking for. The missed opportunity could have really put the pressure on Corryn Brown. 3 undercover now. They are still line 3. Only 1 rock partially covered. Still a big shot. It's always exciting when you can force your opponent to shoot against multiple stones. You never know what's going to happen. This will be the last rock of the third end. Team Brown looking to score a single. Fighting off some intense pressure from Japan's Satsuki Fujisawa. Sweepers on this one. And looks like they got more room this time. Should be able to save it. Jeez, that curls so much. Wow, they just get it by. Rolls inside. Incredible effort from the sweepers. Samantha Fisher, Jennifer Armstrong. They do score the single. Increases the lead 3-2. After 3 ends, it will be Team Fujisawa with hammer in the 4th. Welcome back, 4th end. First 2 ends, lots of pressure from Team Brown. Looked like they were run away with this until a massive shot by Satsuki Fujisawa. Ties things up. Sorry. Scores a point for Team Fujisawa. And then in the 3rd end, lots of pressure from the Japanese team. Forces Corryn Brown to make a tough hit and stick for 1 point. Corryn Brown tipped off the guard. First attempt. On her 2nd attempt, even with a full sweep all the way down the ice, almost hits that guard again. Teams will have to be careful with their weight management on that soft weight hit. If they're down weight a little bit, that rock will grab and it will curl. So just an extra degree of precision necessary in order to make those soft weight hits. 2 nice shots by lead Samantha Fisher for Team Brown. Center line guard and a draw around. Fujisawa lays a corner guard, right-hand side, shooter's right-hand side. Now a decision. Team Fujisawa. Do they play to their corner guard as signaled by Satsuki right there? Or do they play to the middle? That rock that was just thrown. Sweepers on this one right away. They want to hold the line. Want to make sure that they're positioning on this freeze. Sweepers really giving her, and it will be enough to get it by. Beautiful sweep. Shinami Yoshida, Yumi Suzuki. Keeping that rock there, but look at how far out the other side of Oak. This curl is going crazy here at the Saville Center. Not problematic, not inconsistent, just very significant. interesting gaps in place here. This fourth end. Team Brown with their center guard. Nice controlling rock in front of the rings. Ask Jennifer Armstrong. Punches the stone through the gap. Team Brown just quietly and surely is making shot after shot. Chipping away at this point and keeping their center guard in place. Taking away the outside side. One rock buried. Team Fujisawa is still shot rock, and looks like they'll attempt to make that shot too with a hit and roll. Rock's just over curling a little bit. That's going to roll outside. That's enough to fly too. Nothing wrong with that. Team Brown not afraid to keep rocks in play. Not afraid to pushing the pace. Up 2 points and even end. Maybe they'd play a little more risk adverse, a little safer, but no, they're confident in what's working. They're making their shots. So why not? Giving her. Rolls all the way to the back foot. Not what they wanted with their shooter there. Does get rid of one of the Fujisawa stones, but I think that's kind of a free crack at things for Fujisawa. All they had to do was hit one on the nose. Team Brown kind of rolls to the side. And this will be a timeout. Timeout on the ice. Oop, I got my last rock indicator. Whoops. Just took a second to check the chat here. Just so much fun everybody's having. Love it. Having fun. 693 watching now. Big watch party. Happy that everyone's here with me, with us. Teams. Oh, apologies. Missing my rocks. This is Shinami Yoshida's first stone. Bit of a tricky situation. I mean, Team Fujisawa could peel that center guard or run that center guard back, try to get rid of some brown stones in the rings, but it doesn't help them score multiple points. If this was a tie game, I think you could see Fujisawa entertain a center line shot, some kind of peel or run back. But just with the way things are going, they need to keep things jumped up. Now, did this pick? I'm not exactly sure what happened here. Oh, there's no way that was the call. I think that rock ran into some interference of some kind, or I just don't think that was the call. Chance for Erin Pincott. Tap her own rock back. That looks to be buried, I know, but it's just the way this is curling in on that 4-foot line. I know it's possible. I've seen so many already. This competition really surprised me with this movement. But this looks heavy. You can see from the sweeper's body language. As soon as those feet start trailing kind of away from him behind the stone, you know that it's heavy. Still gets a little bit of a chip, but as it rolls into near irrelevancy, that's not going to help things too much. Also took away the promotion for next time, so it was a very challenging call. It was a precise call. I don't think she missed that heavy. Just either a little outside or a little up, maybe a combination of both. A very curly ice, maybe accentuating that miss. Maybe it wasn't as bad as we thought, but either way, takes away the opportunity for next time and rolls the shooter into a not so good position. So that's a miss for Team Corryn Brown after they got, you know, either a strange call or a bit of a miss. Now it's a hit and roll to lie 2. Looks like they want to stick right there. They're okay with that. Don't want to give Team Brown anything to draw to in the back of the foot. So Team Fujisawa, lying 2 in the ring. It's a bit confusing because Team Brown has actually beat most of their shots this end. First half of this end was very much in favor of Team Corryn Brown. They've been making their shots, but somehow kind of find themselves in trouble here. Still two opportunities for Corryn to get something in there. Seen a comment, Mari Ringo Kashihara, Japanese people wake up early in the morning and follow this channel. Fire emoji. Thank you, Mari. That's awesome. Love to see it. You guys are waking me up, even though it's 5:38 p.m. Always good to get a little boost from our Japanese fans. There's the hit. There's the roll. And just a little far. Doesn't hang on for shot rock. Would have been really nice to get that one. Shot rock in the back of the rings. But Team Fujisawa to tap that one back, leaving something for Team Brown to draw on. But over rolls. We'll leave an open opportunity at the 4-foot for Team Fujisawa. Satsuki signaling to Chinami, hey, we gotta be careful of this brown stone in the top 8-foot. I think we'll tap that one back, is what she's saying. However, I don't really see any other option. You gotta just get a second shot rock in there, force Brown to shoot against 2, perhaps get a miss. What would be a huge bounce back is a shot at 3 for Team Fujisawa. Let's go to Satsuki full. Nice positive extension, release, and rotation. That rock true on its path. Know it will curl no matter what. Sweeper's really trying to get some late movement for this thing. It does curl just enough, so there's no hit and roll inside, but that under curled for sure. Didn't quite get as much movement out of it as they wanted. Perfect weight, and without a doubt, it's a paid shot. It's challenging for Corryn Brown. They left it high enough that even if Corryn Brown is able to tap its back, she will not be shot wrong. So it looks like there's going to be a shot for 2 no matter what. Fujisawa. Very interesting because, as I said, this end is going so in Corryn in Team Brown's favor. But just a little miss here and there and a chip off. Snuck a shot rock stone in there. Did, and all of a sudden you had Team Brown chasing towards the second half. Sweeper's not moving on this one at all. Couldn't quite get the curl, but you know what? That's an understandable miss. Corryn Brown does not want to play that too close to the center line. The reward is not even that significant. It would have just been a rock in the forefoot, maybe forcing Fujisawa to come a little close to the guard, but you really just had to get rid of the stone there. You were never going to roll for shot rock. Best that Corryn Brown could have left her shooter right in the forefoot, but the way it's curling, I completely understand wanting to play it, making sure you get that stone. You're 2 points up. Let Fuji draw for here and take a tie game with that. That is the opportunity for Team Fujisawa here. It is the last rock in the fourth end. A draw for 2. Two points it is. It's on the side of the forefoot. Sweepers keep it clean the whole way down. That is 2 points. Team Fujisawa ties things up. And just like the game started, it will be Team Brown with hammer in the fifth end when we return. It's like a center line guard to start things off here. Doesn't quite get there. Big sweep. Big sweep isn't enough. Doesn't quite get in position. That's going to leave an opening for Team Fujisawa. hit and stick. Gonna work just fine. Does enter the rings, so it is available for removal. Team Brown will not like that rock there. You got to think they're going to take advantage of the opportunity to get rid of it. The always spicy lead hit. As a lead, you don't get to hit very often when one's called. It's very exciting. There's the strike. There's the roll. It will stay out of the rings. Or did it spin in? Let's find out. What do we think here? Satsuki is saying that is not in the rings. Would have been really nice to spin that one in. That's why they threw the soft weight that they did. But they don't quite get it. Team Fujisawa making use of their center guard. That's really good. Really good positioning. Maybe came a little bit deep, but that's okay. Decision time, Team Brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks are down the sheet. Means you can start peeling now. The free guard zone is complete. Looks like a freeze. Go down the ice for Team Brown. They are able to get some curl out of it, but that is bounce off just a little bit. It's not ideal because now Team Fujisawa can come tap that on the nose without any risk of moving around their own yellow rock. It's definitely an opportunity to solidify positioning in front of the rings for Team Fujisawa. Didn't quite get the roll inside that Team Fujisawa was looking for. Definitely opportunity missed. If you're able to take away the inside angles for Team Brown, they would have been forced to maybe peel the center guard or really make a difficult tap. Now it's going to be a hit and roll for Team Brown to gain that inside positioning. Jennifer Armstrong, second stone. It's an important one. Trying to get some curl. They do get a little bit of a flop inside. That's a made shot. Hoping to roll just a little bit more than that. Wow, just so much curl in the ice. Team Fujisawa hoping to get some curl out of that spot. Oh, and they get just enough. Just enough curl to blow that by their precious rock in the forefoot. This one looks closer to the guard. Oh. Misses just by an inch. Sweepers on that one the whole way. Couldn't quite hold it far enough out to double those Fujisawa stones off, roll to the wing. That would have been really nice, but a forced play over to the wing kept Team Brown away from this forefoot dance that they seem to be losing. Neither team able to get that inside roll that they desire so much. I think that same shot might be available, but it's gotten late enough in the end. Only 3 rocks to come for Team Brown. They might opt to accept their fate. Okay, if we're going to score multiple points, it's going to be down the middle here. Problem is, unless the freeze is perfect, there will be an opportunity for Fujisawa to bash back that rock in the top 12. Yep. Looks like Team Brown will attempt that double and roll shot again. Sweeper's keeping this to the outside. Looks pretty good. Gets one. Stuffs the second. Not a terrible result. The shooter rolls into the rings, rolls into the 12-foot. See, difficult decision. Very good centerline situation. Oh, it must be tempting to think that you could throw a tight guard or something at the top 12, top 8, protect that stone on the button and get a steal here in the 5th round, but it looks like they will opt to hit and roll on the brown stone. It's a very specific shot. I'm afraid if you roll to the right spot, you're going to leave the rock on the button wide open. Here we go. Hit. A bit of a roll. Did they roll enough to protect it? I don't think so. think there's still an in-turn path to that stone on the button. So, successfully removes the Team Brown stone. That was objective number 1, but making that roll was just so much more difficult than drawing one yourself in there. And there it is, the shot they've been waiting to make all. You tap it to the back 8. It's shot 1. Team Brown. Fujisawa makes that choice instead of protecting that stone. Now, it's going to be a hit around the guard. Challenging shot, but very makeable on this swingy ice. Still a very successful end for Team Fujisawa. Going to get that force that they want. Yumi signaling that this shot is up weight. Curling in really nicely. Very well managed. Very well managed. Makes that hit roll call on her first one make a lot more sense. Made that hit and roll. Didn't quite roll to where they wanted to. Still left Corryn Brown a chance to tap back. And makes that tap back. But since Team Brown left so much space between those two stones, quite easily, Satsuki Fujisawa was able to throw that soft weight hit, and now it's 1, 2, 3 counting stones for Team Fujisawa that Corryn Brown must draw against. Out-turn draw. We haven't seen much this path, this end. Big pressure here. Corryn Brown, last rock, 5th end, facing 3 to score 1. Sweepers like it. Dotting that rock in. They jump now. They have caught something. Surprised the sweepers a little bit with how that slowed down, but that will be a point in Corryn Brown. Wow, very entertaining game here. Team Fujisawa will have the hammer heading into the 6th end when we come back. Welcome back. 6th end, the all-important 6th end. Draw into the rings on the first shot of Team Brown. Then the center guard comes after that. Quite a bit of separation between those two stones. You got to think that they wanted that center guard deeper. And you got to think they wanted that draw a little higher. So not very precise from the lead here for Team Brown. Let's see what Yorika Yoshida can do to answer. This looks like ice for a hit. Ooh, Yumi doing everything she can to carve this over. Little chip. And that's still, but you would have loved to keep your shot rock in the rings there. So mistakes from both the leads, Eureka and Samantha, not as precise as they would have liked. Going to give a bit of a staggered setup. I think favors Fujisawa just ever so slightly. Corner guard is up. A long center guard is up. Nice spot to occupy. Maybe over curled just a little bit, but that's all right. That's a perfect depth. Takes away the opportunity to draw into the corner guard area for Team Fujisawa. 5 rocks rule is over. It is, those rocks are available to peel. Just want to say thanks to all our viewers here. We got 808 watching right now. It's fantastic stuff. Thanks for joining us. Enjoying this high-paced curling action out of the Saville Center, Edmonton, Alberta. A brave call there. Totally acceptable result. Getting rid of that center guard is 100% fine. That's the way you'd want to miss that shot. Peeling your own corner would be less ideal. So if you were going to miss that hole, it would be down the center just like that. And is shaping up for Team Brown. Shot by shot here. They're getting closer and closer. 2 rocks in the rings, 1 in very good position. Hoping to replace these guards until the end reaches its conclusion. That's pretty well perfect in my books. You've got 2 rocks in the rings, well protected by a center guard, and yeah, it's no choice for Team Fujisawa. They'll have to peel. Sends this one back, only rolls a little bit to the side. That's not a great place to leave your. Plugs that hole, creates an overlap, limits the amount of run back opportunities that Team Fujisawa will have on those 2 guards. It's not the best place to roll. Seconds rocks are complete. Looks like another center guard. Ice is kind of tight, so you think they're allowing this thing to cross the center line. This could also be a draw to the top 12. The force here is pretty good. A way to steal a point would be absolutely perfect. They're coming right in. May have just missed heavy. They accepted the miss, but not super ideal angles. I mean, that's a main shot. You've occupied the path you want to occupy. I just feel like if they called a guard or they called a draw, that seems to be caught a little bit in between. Lots of rocks left to come. I guess you don't want to be too deep. It's always something. These teams play a lot. They're at the forefront of strategical decision making. Time I think to myself, oh, was that the right call? I just trust that they know exactly what they're doing. Some weight here from Kitami. Keeping her big jacket on. And that is front. Another miss. Team Fujisawa kind of letting Corryn Brown take this end. Only 3 rocks to come for each team, so getting pretty late in the end to be making mistakes. No rocks in the ring. Fujisawa with hammer. Tough to score with no rocks in the ring. And it will be discussion time. Almost too much good going on here. Things are going too well, in fact. You play each shot as if your opponent is going to at least make a bit of a make on their next one. But after a few misses in a row, Fujisawa, Team Brown needs to reevaluate their tactics and rethink what is a perfect result here. It's getting a lot of thank you in the chat for broadcasting. You are absolutely welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your attention, making comments. Every fan out there is making this project possible. We do it for you guys. So thank you for participating and supporting curling, these teams, these events. The clubs that choose to install Curling Stadium Live in their clubs, and as a result, it's the best teams in the world for competitions like this. So it's a team effort. Thank you, everyone at home, for giving us your support. We really appreciate it. I shouldn't say at home. That's at work, in the backseat of your car, anywhere you want to watch curling. Curling Stadium Live, it is now possible. All for free, of course. Okay, decision has been made. Not that I know what that decision is, but looks like ice for either a draw or a guard. Maybe occupy the center line, bring that play closer to the middle. And that is what she will do. Nice bit of curl at the end there. Does not leave an inside roll. And it looks like Team Brown has switched gears. They are now trying to steal. Put one right in the top of the button. Make it difficult to score. Shinami Yoshida has to make a triple takeout. Geez, they might even get 4 moving here. Get your cell phones ready, people. This could be a big one. Sweepers have not touched it. Little thin off the top, and she does get all 3 moving. That is the second triple takeout of the game for Shinami Yoshida. On the first one, she didn't quite get the 3rd rock out of the rings, but another beauty. Riverside View, giving a comment about how to place it so it doesn't get tripled. I imagine you are correct. Didn't quite place it well enough so it didn't get tripled. Maybe it came a little deep. Second triple of the game for Kitami. Good positioning. Will leave double opportunity, but takes away a draw or a freeze opportunity for Fujisawa. Brown reminding themselves, hey, hoping to force one. So let's stay true to that. Try not to get disheartened by the triple and try to just make the best of what they have now. This will be a double takeout attempt to clear the rings. Ideally leaving rock as well. Quite a turnaround. Fujisawa, this end with looking ugly for a little while. They are able to swing things back, especially if they make this double. Gets one, gets two. Will it roll out of the rings? It does. Fantastic shots. It's Fujisawa. Once again. Making good on a big opportunity. Corryn Brown's last shot. She will very force Satsuki Fujisawa to a single point. Team Brown has worked all end to make the force happen. Mistakes here and there have prevented it. Looks like Corryn's just tossed this one a little too hard. What we'll only get to know is it will leave an open opportunity. Wow, big fight back from Team Fujisawa. Satsuki will try to roll her shooter out of the rings and maintain hammer into the seventh end. Analytically, stats-wise, and end-to-end math, it's not the end of the world if he scores a single point here. The chances of winning aren't affected too much, but a blank is still ideal. Result? Sweeper's on it the whole way, curling pretty hard. Will it have enough momentum to leave the rings? Yes, it does. Successful blank attempt. Team Fujisawa will carry hammer and down one. Got an exciting game cooking up here. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. It is the seventh end. 1 point game. Corryn Brown with a 1 point lead over Fujisawa. Back and forth game. First two ends of this game, Fujisawa was in a ton of trouble. Team Corryn Brown opens with a score of 2. And in the second end, they had Team Fujisawa was back against the wall. They were looking like they were gonna steal another 2 points. And then Satsuki makes an incredible angle run back with the perfect weight. catches each stone exactly the way she needs to. Hey, scroll back in that YouTube stream and watch the last shot of the second end if you missed it. It was a beauty. Could be the shot of the week. Got lots of curling to go, but it will definitely be in contention. Nice pair there. Fisher gets her center guard right on the line, tight to the rings. Puts her next rock top of the forefoot, mostly buried. Nice sweep on that. Nice sweep on that draw by Armstrong, Aaron Pincott. Strong play, Team Brown. With it. Really had a good end brewing up in the sixth, but a triple by Kitami and a double by Satsuki really cleared things out of the way. Corryn Brown could not make her goal to force a point out of Fujisawa, and it ends up being a blank, and one of the messiest blank ends you'll ever see. And that's a big miss. Sails right through the rings, affects absolutely nothing. A free crack at things for Team Brown. Just want to say hello to our nearly 900 devices streaming this game. I keep saying people, but that's not correct. It's 900 devices. So that includes watch parties, families watching together, curling teams watching on one screen. So the real number is likely much higher than that. But hello to our 900 devices worldwide tuning in. Saville Shootout 2023. You have choices in what game to watch. I'm glad you chose this one with me. Happy to have you. And if you haven't checked it out yet, go check the chat section, the comments section on the YouTube stream. It is a riot. Our Japanese fans having a party. I shared this trick earlier, but I'll share it again. If you are on a laptop or a computer, if you, especially on Chrome, if you're running Chrome, if you right-click on the chat, anywhere in that chat box, there'll be an option, Translate to English. That will translate all of the foreign text into English, and you can join the party with our Japanese fans, cheering on all the good shots today. Happy to have everyone here and participating in some good curling. Big shot coming down the ice here. Runs 1, 2, and does split off that troublesome overlap in the top of the rings. That's a big shot. Ooh, I've been a little lazy with my rocks. Yumi Suzuki's turn to join the double takeout party. Big response needed here from Jennifer Armstrong. That will do the trick. Center guard. I think they wanted just a few more inches of curl out of that, but that's all right. Totally guarding their stone in the rings. Touch higher maybe than they wanted it to be, but that's a big shot. Big weight here, trying to get 2 red stones moving. Here's the curl. Gets 1. Oh, terrible luck. Terrible luck. Curls up just at the end. Stuffs that run back. Keeps the Team Brown's stone in good position. Oh, it's always frustrating as a line caller to have that happen. You know your thrower threw it good enough to make the shot, but just one either swept it too much or swept it too little. Either way, Got it in just the nose, just the wrong kind of side of the rock. We'll give Team Brown another opportunity to create an overlap in the top of the house, protect their stone in the top 4. A really good result here would be to force Team Fujisawa to draw for 1 point. That would give Team Brown the hammer in a tie game with 1 in to play. That's as a skip. That's what you're playing for. That situation right there. It is Aaron Pincock's first row of the end. This rock is really curling on them. It's time to leave this light. That's going to create a little interesting scenario. It does prevent a run back, but those are very easily double peeled, those cards right there. Decision time for Fujisawa. They could peel those center guards, try to open things up. However, with that biting stone of Team Brown, biting the 12-foot, a blank would be very difficult to achieve. They'd need another miss or 2 out of Team Brown while making all of their own shots. So they will choose to play into the rings. They'll move this red stone and try to roll off into the open. Kitami's first stone of the end. Sweepers working really hard to get this by. And they do. It's by the top guard. Contact with the stone, little roll off. I think they were hoping to roll a little more open than that. It's going to leave a pretty easy hit and roll behind the center guard setup for Team Brown, but that is a made shot by Kitami Yoshida. Sweeper is signaling that this is strong. Up weight. Trying to get some late curl out of this. They will not. It will right on the nose. Might have just been a little heavy there. Didn't quite get the grab they were hoping for. A roll in there would have been really nice. That would have shrunk the scoring area, hit a rock from Team Fujisawa, and really forced a more aggressive decision. Now the decision's obvious for Team Fujisawa. They will hit this. They will decide to occupy that area that Team Brown was attempting on. Only a little bit of a roll. Both teams missing the mark here. Kind of afraid of overthrowing, it seems. They're both throwing it a little strong, much more weight than needed to make that shot. So it just shows how that kind of fear of the curl is affecting the ability. We have broken the market. It is 965 people tuning in, 965 devices, I should say, to watch this game between Fujisawa, Corryn Brown. It's been a great game. A little bit of everything. Not a super well played game. There has been mistakes. Both teams seem to be kind of struggling with the same spots. There has been moments where one team takes a big advantage over the other, but both times, Corryn Brown's team has had a big advantage. Some huge shots by skipper Satsuki has kept them in the game. Once again, we miss outside. That's going to roll open. Not a terrible miss. I mean, at this point in the end, there's only 2 rocks to come for Team Fujisawa, and there's no Fujisawa stones in the ring. So not a ton of risk. If Team Fujisawa wants to score 2 points, they're going to have to do it right here with their skip stones. That is why you see them ignoring the Team Brownstones in the rings, and they will just play their own draw, it seems. Although, that seems like not a lot of ice. Things have been curling a little bit more than that, so I'm surprised to see the broom that tight. However, Satsuki's release is the most positive. It will stay the straightest for the longest. They don't need to bury this, overbury this. There's really only one rock plus a couple inches of that secondary guard. So we will likely see 2 draws in a row from Satsuki Fujisawa. This is draw number 1. To lie 1. Attempting to score 2 here in the 7th end. Sweepers jump this right away. Definitely concerned with either line or weight. Looks like it's light. Sweepers will have to work hard to drag this into the rings at all. And no, it will end up short of the rings. Just a miss there on the weight from Skip Satsuki. Opens the door. Team Brown. Opportunity to lie 3, one of them under cover. Put themselves in a nice position to be comfortable in the 8th end. With a 2-point lead, Team Brown could play the 8th end quite conservatively, eliminating stones, making sure they allow no chances at 3. Plan then would be to go to the extra end with hammer. Sweepers waiting. Want to give this a couple licks at the end, make sure that curl finishes. But they won't be able to. Just a little bit heavy out of her hand. Maybe a little bit of an oversweep in the middle of the sheet, but looked heavy out of Corryn Brown's hand. It will sail to the back of the button. It's not a bad shot. It's I wouldn't even call it a miss. It's not ideal, but you've occupied the 4-foot. You've shrunk the scoring area. You're forcing Team Fujisawa to draw to the button for 1 point. I think if Team Brown were told that result, hey, you'll be making set draw against 3 for 1 point, they would take it all day. And so here it is. Draw for 1 against 3 in the 7th end. Team Fujisawa will ask for Skip for yet another big time shot. This is the last rock, 7th end. Sweepers are on this right away again. To miss light again in that same spot. Sweepers are going hard. They want to at least cut it down. Sweepers will get it there to eliminate 2 of the Corryn Brown stones. It will be a steal of 1 for Team Brown. That will be up 2 points going into the 8th end without hammer. Team Fujisawa with hammer with a lot to gain in the 8th end. They'll try to force an extra 2 points to win the game when we come back. Welcome back. 8th end. Fujisawa, Brown. This will be the first shot of the end. Wilson, deep. Not ideal. Looking for will be a jam stone or something to be used by Team Fujisawa this early in the end. That is not the result they're looking for. But lead rock throwers at the Sweeper's got another chance to make it right. This will be a corner guard from Fujisawa. Yorika. Is that a fairly solid game? And that's a perfect guard. Exactly where Satsuki tapped her broom. It's going to give her team a good chance at making something happen there. Samantha Fisher. And what are we seeing here? Are we seeing a draw to the... Or is this a center guard? If it was the center guard, pretty well made. Oh, sorry, folks. Had the wrong camera going there. My apologies. Split screen going. Taking her time with this one, making sure she's got all of her focus in the right place, feel her body out. I mean, these heats are not timed in this event, and it's not like they've been playing particularly slow or anything like that. So takes her time. That's all right. Leads never get any time, so if you're gonna take it, it'll be on your last shot of the game. And what is going on here? They seem to be following the rock down. Not sure what happened there. May have got in her own head a little bit there. Sweepers went hard off the top, but then realized that does not have a chance. I wonder if that was a draw attempt or they were trying to put a second corner guard up. Not exactly sure. Either way, that's not what we wanted that stone. Those will be pretty easy to double peel off later in the end. A bit of a shaky slide there, Jennifer Armstrong. Still gets it off at the rim. I have seen so far this tournament that the ice does it slower in the 8th end. I'll have to adjust to that. Sweepers and throwers. Trying to put this rock in a good, useful position at the top of the rings. And that's where it's going to go. Little shallow. I bet they wanted that a little deeper. Outcount their stone in the back of the rings. But that's behind cover. It occupies the front of the house. It's a good shot for Armstrong. Made it happen. Looking at the comments here, we got Mick Colbert. Hello from Vancouver. I of us watching on one device. Thank you for your commentary. You got it. Thanks for tuning in. I myself am streaming from my home, Regina, Saskatchewan. Curling hotbed. We love our curling here. Runs one back. A second stone. Creates a little pile over there on the guard side. This is looking okay for Team Fujisawa. If they're going to be able to access that 8-foot, which I think right now they can, they could get something cooking around that wing. Shooter's right-hand side wing. So it's kind of decision time for Team Brown. They're allowed to peel. Some rocks have gone down the ice. They could peel if they wanted to. But they see some opportunity down the middle. They have a good rock in the top 12. They've got a rock in the 8-foot that'll outcount most of the stones that you think would run around those guards. So I think this is worth a discussion for sure. Worth a discussion, worth understanding what the risks and rewards are for each situation. So the two options are bomb it out, just peel these corner guards, get out of the way, risk-free curling, opportunity for 3 points, knowing that if the game is tied with a score of 2 for Fujisawa, Team Brown will go into the last end. Skips have been more or less the scoring in this game, just showing the scoreboard at the other end. There's no steals this game. The team with hammer. Oh, I should say that. Sorry. The 7th end, we did have a steal. The team with hammer has scored every time. Steal of Corryn Brown as Fujisawa's draw came up light. Sweepers worked pretty hard to prevent a steal of more than one. And a decision has been made. Corryn Brown emphatically taps a tight guard. They will be attempting to win the game right here in the with some pressure down the middle. An option was to address those corner guards. Another option was to occupy that draw path. Either which of those would have been defensive curling, trying to prevent Fujisawa from doing what she wants to do. Instead, they will play their own game. Throw another one down the middle of the sheet. And that's a made shot. Higher than they wanted, but that's a made shot. In fact, where that guard is right now, it's any kind of draw to win. If Team Fujisawa wants to get the guards, they're going to have to get rid of that guard. So that makes the guard not a success. Yes, it does. Satsuki wondering what to do. I wonder what this is. They're not trying to get through that port, are they? I don't think there's room. We will see. This could be a chip of the guard. They might be chipping the center guard and then rearranging their corner guards. They could be trying to get through this hole. Brave call. Looks close. Sweepers are on it hard. It will chip the center guard. And I think there was a hole there. Now that I see that rock pass through that area, I think the call there was an attempted hit through the hole, knowing that if they chip the center guard, it's a-okay. So quite a pile of guards over there on the shooter's right-hand side. A successful rearrange. There is a potential run back now. You could run that the rightmost guards. Yellow, and that might find a path in the 4th foot. It will be Team Corryn Brown with a timeout. Just trying to see who that is. Jim Cotter, coach? Maybe someone in the comments can help me out. I think that is Jim Cotter. Thank you, Corryn, helping us out there. Decision has been made. think it is another guard coming down the ice. Could be a draw. That looks like ice for a guard, though. Aaron Pincott's first stone of the 8th end. This has got a long way to curl. But with some good sweeping, I think they can make it happen. Just look at that action. Got to drag it a little further now. Okay. I think they may have closed the gap. Although we did see Satsuki attempt a hole last time. No. Fujisawa's dreams of making that corner guard setup worth it. It appears they are abandoning that idea. With Kitami Yoshida's first stone, she will draw the 4-foot, attempt to score 2 or 3 down the middle. Bit of a defeat there, not being able to use their 4 stones that they've collected on the outside. Sweepers do not want to touch this one. Bad body language. Now straightening out a bit. They attempted to go for plan B and make a freeze on the back stone. It did not work out. That's going to end up in a terrible spot. Terrible because it was only half a rock deeper than the T-line. Meaning, when Team Brown attempts this draw, they will have a perfect backing stone. It will be very difficult to remove this stone from shot position. Remember, Team Fujisawa needs 2 points to tie. Chops off just a little bit. Didn't quite get enough curl out of that. It's a made shot, but it's left the door open. There is a nose tap, lie 2 for Team Fujisawa. Not a mistake, just not a precision made shot. Most definitely. Just checking the chat here. Things are popping off. Everyone's very excited. So am I. It's a thrilling conclusion to a great game. Game story. We had Team Corryn Brown really play in the first 2 ends. Satsuki Fujisawa inspired her team with just a tremendous run back in the second end to save their bacon. If anyone wants to, after the game, go back in the YouTube stream, you can toggle backwards and watch that last shot of Fujisawa in the second end. It was a beauty. Here comes the curl. They're trying to coax a little more out of it. Oh, they do jam the stone. That's an unfortunate miss. Not good enough. It will leave that yellow stone wide open. Corryn Brown, once she removes that stone, we'll pretty much. Well, we got to make sure that their shot think it's red. It's tough to say, but with removing this stone, the chances of getting 3 are very slim. I can't tell if that yellow stone in the 12-foot is out counting the red stone in the 12-foot. It's actually a pretty big difference if it is. Waiting for this to curl. Will remove the stone. She will get a great roll inside. That's a very good shot. Occupying the pin, forcing Team Fujisawa to come tap that back just for a chance at 2. Team Corryn Brown with the advantage here. She knows what needs to be done. Got to get shot rock here. Doesn't really matter how far back that redstone moves. Of course, this does look like ice for a full hit, like enough weight to get rid of the stone. So that leads me to believe that the yellow in the back of the 12-foot is outcounting the red in the top of the 12-foot. So if they can get rid of this thing, Corryn Brown finds a way to roll out or something on the last one. There might be a double for 2. Trying to keep that hope alive. Looks scary outside. Directional sweeper. Get some juice here. They want this to move. And it is. Look at that thing curl. Does not remove the stone. Creates a great pocket, though. I wonder if Corryn Brown will take on just the blast, the quick shots. Just get rid of this thing. The safer call is to just make a draw the top 4, make it very difficult to draw for 2, even if Satsuki Fujisawa draws for 2. Team Brown will go into the extra end with hammer, so you got to think some kind of soft weight tap or freeze is coming. Wonder if you would even guard the draw path. I mean, how does Fujisawa find the 4-foot if you take away that in-turn draw path? This will be Brown's final stone of the 8th end. Hoping to create a difficult situation for Fujisawa to score 2 and tie the game. Very close to the win. Team Brown. Sweepers are on them. It's got a long way to curl, but sweepers say needs it great. Might be going plan B here. Or a guard might have been their call. Sure, I think the sweepers pretty hard for it to be. I think the call there was to freeze them, knowing that a sole plan B was to leave it high and the draw path. And that's what they did. Still a fine result. I think there's still some room on the intern side to catch the 4-foot with a draw. But it'll be difficult. It'll be a path that they're not used to throwing. Satsuki had missed 2 draws in a row at 7th end. One significantly light, and one still about 5 or 6 feet light, even with a full end-to-end sweep. Big moment. It is the last rock, the 8th end. Satsuki speaking with her sweep, trying to figure out the best way to manage this draw. Weeds, really swinging ice. Very dangerous. So don't get it too far outside. You enter a new path that the rocks have been down. But at the same time, you have to be wide enough in order to allow the sweepers to get that finishing momentum that you need to get. Can't cut it too close to the guard. Can't cut it too close to the sideboards. It's a very difficult situation. But here we go. Last rock, 8th end. To tie the game, send it to extra ends. Satsuki Fujisawa. Big extension, positive release, keeping it on that outside path. Sweepers want to sweep it already. It makes me think might have some trouble getting through the weeds. They need this thing to curl. It will not. It will wreck on the side. A well-earned victory to Corryn Brown. Fujisawa made some great shots this game to keep her team alive, but just ended up being too much pressure at the end of the game. Team Brown will win this game. The final score of 5-4 makes the final. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in with me. What a fun time in the chat. Thank you so much to all of our fans participating in that chat, chiming in, telling me where you're watching from. Really makes it fun for everyone. So thank you so much. We will see you later tonight for curling action in Edmonton and Oakville. This is Rory McCusker. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night, everybody.